Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The rain fell heavily on the alien world of Ztrex 09. Each droplet a glistening tear that splattered against the verdant foliage and painted the ground in a shimmering mosaic. Dark clouds gathered overhead, blotting out the sun, which usually cast a golden hue on the swaying silvery grasses. It was a breathtaking but stark contrast to the loneliness that enveloped Jamie, the human camped among the towering bioluminescent trees. Jamie had ventured to this desolate corner of the galaxy to study its unique ecosystem, drawn by tales of exotic life forms and uncharted terrains. After months of preparation, their dreams of exploration had quickly become a daunting reality. Alone in the uncaring wilderness, each day felt heavier than the last, a weight compounded by isolation and a longing for companionship. The sounds of rustling leaves and alien creatures echoed around them, filling the silence but unable to quell the emptiness within. At night, seated by the flickering campfire, Jamie would scan the star-speckled sky, searching for constellations that were familiar, yet impossibly distant here. Their heart ached for home, each ember in the fire mirroring the flickering remnants of warmth they once felt. Back on Earth, friends and family celebrated life, while here, Jamie grappled with the void that the stars only illuminated, never filled. As thunder rumbled in the distance, Jamie felt the air change, a sudden chill wrapping around them like a warning. With a reluctant sigh, they huddled deeper into their worn jacket, the cold seeping in, perhaps a sign to retreat into the tent for the night. But before they could rise, a sound pierced through the ambient noises of the forest, a mix between a cry and a howl. They turned, eyes wide open, heart racing, fear mixing with curiosity as the sound intensified. Then, through the silvery curtain of rain, a figure appeared. Stumbling, soaked to the bone, an alien creature burst into the clearing, collapsing to the ground just a few feet away from Jamie. Panic and instinct clashed within Jamie's mind. They quickly approached, heart pounding as they crouched down next to the bewildered being, their features obscured by the rain and shadows. The alien was unlike anything Jamie had ever imagined, tall and slender, with skin that shimmered in hues of deep green and iridescent blue. Its elongated limbs ended in delicate fingers, and large, expressive eyes blinked up at Jamie, reflecting vulnerability and fear. The creature looked overwhelmed, exhausted, and utterly lost. Hey, Jamie spoke softly, hands raised in a calming gesture. It's okay. You're safe. The words flowed, though they had no idea if the alien understood. What struck Jamie was the palpable urgency emanating from the creature, an instinctual reminder of their own loneliness. The alien stared back, bewildered, its chest rising and falling in rapid succession. Despite the language barrier, Jamie sensed a connection, a shared terror of the unknown. Leaning closer, Jamie could see the bruises and scrapes etched across the alien's body, remnants of whatever turmoil it had fled from. Tentatively, Jamie crouched beside the being, gesturing towards the warmth of the campfire. You need to get warm, they said softly, carefully reaching out a hand. The alien flinched at first, but soon seemed to understand, its own slender hand reaching tentatively towards Jamie's. In that moment, as the warmth of their touch ignited a flicker of hope, a new path unfurled between the stars. Jamie's heart raced, not only from fear, but from the dawning realization that this encounter could hold more than just a brush with danger. It could mark the beginning of an extraordinary connection, one forged in the fire of circumstance and fate. The rain poured relentlessly, yet around the flicker of the campfire, a strange tranquility began to settle. Jamie knelt close to the alien, whose vivid eyes seemed to flash with an array of unspoken emotions. As the firelight danced across its delicate features, Jamie felt a rush of empathy course through them. The alien, once a mere subject of scientific curiosity, was now a living being in need of care and compassion. Let's get you warm, Jamie murmured, offering their hand to help the alien rise. With an uncertain glance, the creature hesitated before accepting the offer. Together, they inched toward the campfire, the alien stumbling slightly, its limbs unsteady as though it was not used to movement in such proximity to another being. Once seated beside the fire, Jamie quickly draped a dry blanket over the alien's shoulders, careful not to invade its personal space. The creature shivered, whether from the cold or the strange, new sensation of safety. Jamie could not tell. "You must have come from far away," Jamie said softly, gazing into the alien's large eyes, the depths of which were filled with a haunting mixture of fear and curiosity. The alien reached up to its neck, its slender fingers revealing a vivid cluster of bioluminescent patterns that pulsed softly in synchronization with its heartbeat. Jamie felt a thrill of wonder. This was not merely an encounter. It was the dawn of a mutual discovery, a shared experience transcending the boundaries of language. "Can you understand me?" Jamie pressed gently, hoping for a sign. They had studied linguistics during their preparation for this mission, yet the alien world was more complex than any textbook had prepared them for. The creature's brow furrowed slightly, and it inhaled deeply, pulling back its delicate lips, revealing a row of glimmering teeth. It opened its mouth as if to respond, but no words came forth, only a series of harmonious sounds that resonated like chimes carried by the wind. Jamie listened intently, captivated, sensing that every note was a story yet untold. A sudden crack from the forest sent their hearts racing again, both Jamie and the alien instinctively tensing, eyes darting toward the trees. The ambience that had hovered just moments ago turned thick with tension. It was clear they were not alone. "Stay close," Jamie whispered, positioning themselves protectively in front of the alien as they scanned the treeline. The rain had begun to lighten, but the air was still charged, a harbinger of potential danger hovering in the murky shadows outside their tiny oasis. In that tense silence, into the clearing emerged a pair of glowing eyes, low and predatory, flaring softly before retreating into the darkness. Jamie's heart thudded in their chest. They recognized the danger. It was a creature native to Z-Trax 09, known for its swift movements and sharp claws. Jamie had read about these predators, extremely territorial and opportunistic hunters. "Listen, we need to gather supplies and fortify this camp now," Jamie instructed, glancing back at the alien. Its expression revealed a mix of confusion and trepidation. "I'll protect you," Jamie promised, a surge of protectiveness igniting their resolve. To their surprise, the alien nodded, as if it understood the gravity of the situation. Jamie felt a strange sense of connection. For all their differences, they both recognized the necessity of survival, a bond formed by shared peril. The two began to forage the supplies scattered around the campsite, working in unison. Jamie organized food packs and toughened material to fashion a barricade, while the alien employed its elegance to maneuver around the campsite, its movements swift and agile. The rain had finally ceased, leaving behind soft puddles that shimmered under the moonlight. As they worked, Jamie observed the alien's abilities in awe. It effortlessly manipulated broken branches and large leaves, crafting them into a structure that resembled a protective barrier. Jamie chuckled quietly, an unexpected smile breaking the tension. "You really know what you're doing, don't you?" In response, the alien's eyes glimmered with an eerie light, and it produced a series of melodious tones, an echo of gratitude and whimsy. The unexpected moment of levity chased away some of the dread, allowing Jamie to appreciate the beauty of their collaboration. Just as they finished creating a makeshift barricade, the growling sounds returned, accompanied by heavy footsteps trudging through the underbrush. Jamie's heart leapt into their throat. They quickly turned to the alien, urging it to stay close at hand. "Whatever happens, we face it together," Jamie said firmly. The alien nodded, and without warning, as if spurred by some instincts itself, it shifted closer to Jamie, its warmth enveloping them. The predator emerged, a towering beast with glistening scales and keen, hungry eyes, a creature born of nightmares. Jamie stood tall, unwilling to back down, the pulse of adrenaline surging through them. They had each other, and in that, a glimmer of resilience sparked against a backdrop of fear. As the predator prowled forward, poised to strike, they both readied themselves. Their survival now hinged not just on their individual strengths, but on the unyielding bond forming in the heat of crisis, a terrifying yet profound new beginning that would ultimately reshape their destinies. The moment hung in the air, electric with anticipation and fear as the predator stalked closer, its glowing eyes narrowing in on Jamie and the alien. Time seemed to stretch, measured only by the intense pounding of Jamie's heart. Instinctively, they took a step forward, trying to shield the alien with their body. "Back off," Jamie shouted, voice steadying despite the chaos inside their mind. They grabbed a makeshift weapon, a sturdy branch from their barricade, gripping it tightly in hand, heart racing as the lumbering beast snarled, revealing rows of teeth sharper than they could imagine. The alien beside Jamie seemed to draw strength from their side, its large eyes fixed on the creature with a distinct mix of fear and determination. For just a moment, their gazes locked, an understanding passing between them, a silent agreement to face the unknown together. The beast lunged, and a primal instinct surged through Jamie. They swung the branch at the approaching monster, but the predator effortlessly dodged the blow. It swiped back with a powerful paw, catching Jamie off guard. The branch flew from Jamie's grasp as they tumbled backward, hitting the ground hard. "That way!" Jamie yelled, pointing to a dense patch of brush for cover. The alien, taking Jamie's cue, darted toward the indicated refuge, agile and graceful. Using a burst of adrenaline, Jamie scrambled to follow, barely avoiding the predator's snapping jaws. They reached the foliage, panting heavily, crouching low as the beast prowled nearby. Confused momentarily, Jamie felt a sense of terror wash over them. This might be the end, but the alien was there, pressed close, lending warmth and reassurance that bound their fates together. In the back of their mind, Jamie registered the alien's bioluminescent skin glowing brighter than before, flaring in sync with rapid breaths. It seemed to be channeling energy, its shimmering patterns pulsating with anticipation. "What are you doing?" Jamie thought, but they had no time to ponder the mystery. They needed to focus on survival. The creature suddenly lunged toward their hiding spot, and Jamie's heart raced anew. In that crucial moment, the alien stood upright, seemingly unfazed by the predator. It raised its arms and emitted a series of musical notes that echoed through the dense foliage, a melody that sent chills down Jamie's spine. The predator paused, hesitating, its head tilting in confusion. Jamie watched as the alien continued to call, producing a haunting resonance that danced between the alien's soft skin and the untouched air around them. Jamie had never seen anything like it. It was mesmerizing yet strange. This alien being was using sound to manipulate the creature's instincts. Amazingly, the predator's attention shifted, the growling ebbing as it began to pace back and forth, seeming entranced by the song. Jamie could hardly comprehend what was happening as they witnessed the dance between the alien and the creature, a symbolic confrontation displaying the alien's power. "Keep it up," Jamie encouraged, marveling at their companion's bravery. The alien seemed to respond positively, its melodies growing stronger as it stepped into the clearing, confident and steady. Gradually, the predator seemed to lose interest, though Jamie noted its watchful eyes were still fixated on the alien. The tones rising and falling continued, a bewitching symphony that echoed through the trees. And for the first time since their meeting, Jamie felt a flicker of hope. Then, with a final, resounding note, the alien finished the song with a decisive flourish. Time froze, the atmosphere charged with tension, before the predator turned and slinked back into the shadows, the haunting gleam of its eyes disappearing into the dark woods. I think it worked," Jamie gasped, catching their breath as they emerged from the bush. They stood transfixed, awestruck by what just unfolded. What the alien had done was nothing short of extraordinary. The alien turned toward Jamie, its glittering eyes wide with a mix of relief and exhilaration. It took a step closer, still shining brightly with bioluminescence, its demeanor shifting from fear to something softer. A silent understanding sparked between them, grounding their bond in this moment of survival. "Thank you," Jamie breathed, slowly lowering their guard. "I didn't know what to do back there." They tentatively reached out, brushing their fingertips against the alien's shimmering skin, as if searching for confirmation of the alliance they had forged. The alien tilted its head, studying Jamie with an expression of curiosity and warmth. Despite the differences in their species, there was an undeniable connection forming, a bridge being built between their worlds. Suddenly overwhelmed by emotion, Jamie realized they were more than just a human and an alien. They were two souls navigating the uncertainty of existence together. As the weight of the recent encounter lifted, Jamie's body began to relax, the adrenaline coursing through their veins, giving way to tiredness. "We should find shelter and catch our breath," Jamie suggested, glancing around for a safer spot. "We can make a plan. If you're with me, we might just make it through this." The alien nodded appreciatively, its features brightening in response to Jamie's words. They moved closer, heading towards the safety of their camp, side by side, hearts still racing but in unison now. After clearing away some debris, they settled close by the fire. Jamie lit it again, the dancing flames reviving the warmth and flickering shadows that felt less lonely now. They sat in companionable silence for a moment, the heat enveloping them like a protective embrace. "What's your name?" Jamie asked, breaking the quietude that had fallen. The alien looked thoughtful, searching as if grappling with finding the right way to communicate. "Isha," it finally conveyed, the syllables emerging as melodic sounds that rolled off its tongue. "Isha," Jamie repeated, savoring the name. It felt melodic and beautiful, a harmonizing echo of their shared realities. Isha turned to Jamie, its eyes sparkling with kindness. It was a small, yet monumental change. They were no longer strangers bound by desperation, but companions finding their way through the unknown. Side by side, armed with hope, Jamie felt the future ahead shift. They would face the challenges of this world together, and whatever lay ahead, it was a journey they were both committed to. As the fire crackled softly, casting flickering shadows across the campsite, Jamie and Isha began to settle into a rhythm, their newfound camaraderie blossoming amidst the remnants of fear. With each passing moment, the tension that had once gripped them eased, replaced by a genuine sense of connection. "Tell me about your world," Jamie said, their curiosity bubbling forth as they poked at the flames. The alien's bioluminescent skin glowed brighter in the firelight, reflecting the warmth of the growing bond between them. Isha tilted its head, the shimmering patterns on its skin pulsing like the heartbeat of a star. It made a series of gentle sounds, the melody intertwining with the crackling fire. Jamie strained to comprehend, feeling an overwhelming need to understand. As Isha spoke, Jamie began to piece together a tapestry of its home, a paradise filled with vibrant colors and unique ecosystems, where clouds shimmered like jewels against the lavender sky. Through gestures and intonations, the essence of Isha's planet unfolded, a world teeming with life forms, each one echoing the beauty and complexity of the universe. "Sounds enchanting," Jamie breathed, enraptured by the vivid imagery Isha conjured. They imagined the alien cityscapes, adorned with towering flora that hummed with the energy of a million beings. Yet behind Isha's animated expressions, Jamie could sense a lingering sadness, a fragility about what it meant to be displaced. "Why did you come here?" Jamie ventured gently, sensing the walls that still guarded Isha's heart. The glow from Isha's skin dulled somewhat, its expressive eyes clouding over. The melodies transformed into a somber tone, and Jamie held their breath, feeling the weight of the story that followed. Isha recounted tales of conflict, a struggle for survival against forces that threatened to consume its home. Factions waged battles over the richest resources, and Isha spoke of a fleeing flight, of seeking refuge in the vastness of space, ultimately leading it to this alien planet. Though the details remained hard to grasp, the pain was palpable. Jamie felt their heart constricting at the idea of what compelled Isha to leave everything behind, the roots of its existence severed to escape chaos. "I'm sorry," Jamie whispered, reaching out instinctively. Isha turned its head slightly, and Jamie's fingers brushed against the alien's glowing skin once more, seeking comfort in this human-alien connection that felt more profound with every shared moment. "Together," Isha responded softly, the tone shifting to a haunting melody filled with a blend of sorrow and hope. As it spoke, Jamie realized this was about survival, both physical and emotional. They were two wanderers from different worlds, now finding solace in shared strife. As dusk settled deeper into night, Jamie felt an unfamiliar warmth stirring within them, a flicker of desire to bridge the chasm between their worlds. "What do you miss most about your home?" Jamie asked, fishing for more, hoping to draw out the depths of Isha's heart. Isha paused, contemplative. Slowly, the glow of its skin pulsed softly, rhythmically, evoking a deep sense of yearning. It imitated the sounds of laughter, woven together with the harmonious resonance of voices that chimed like bells ringing in blissful harmony. In that moment, Jamie could picture Isha's world vividly. The friends, laughter, the joy of togetherness. It tugged painfully at Jamie's heart, igniting something profound, a desire to connect beyond mere survival. Maybe we can create some of that here, Jamie suggested carefully, drawing a smile from Isha that lit its features, the glow of its skin illuminating even further. Isha tilted its head again, curious. Jamie could feel the excitement bubbling up inside as they hastily collected items from their surroundings, pieces of vibrant flora resembling bright flowers, shimmering leaves, and unique objects they had gathered throughout their time on Z-Trex 09. Together, they began to craft a makeshift decoration for their camp, a fusion of human curiosity and alien beauty. Jamie shared stories as they worked, infusing laughter into the air, intrigued by how quickly Isha adapted. It learned quickly, watching Jamie with rapt attention before imitating movements, its limbs twisting gracefully. As they crafted and laughed, something shifted. The silence of the alien wilderness faded, replaced with warmth, their harmony resonating stronger than words. Each shared glance felt electric, a delicate intimacy weaving between their existence. Hours drifted away, and soon the dazzling creations adorned the camp. They sparkled under the moonlight, cascading shades reflecting the wonder of their collaboration. Jamie looked around, feeling an unexpected swell of pride. In this alien sanctuary, they had begun to cultivate beauty together. As they settled by the fire once more, Jamie glanced at Isha, whose bioluminescence flickered gently, mirroring the flickering flames. "Thank you for sharing this with me," they said, hearts swelling with gratitude. Isha's eyes sparkled, brightening with delight. The alien made soft melodic sounds again, this time lighter and filled with joy. Then, out of nowhere, as if sensing another shift, Jamie took a breath and dared to press further. "Can I ask, what do your people think about mating? What does it mean for you?" The words hung in the cold night air, fraught with vulnerability. Isha's eyes widened momentarily, the luminosity intensifying as it processed the inquiry. Then it hummed a sweet melody, combining the warmth and kinship of love, respect, and shared experience. Through gestures, Isha conveyed the notion of connection beyond physical unity, a sacred bond formed through mutual understanding, trust, and respect. As Jamie listened, enchanted, Isha seemed to explore their own understanding of intimacy in rich, flowing movements. Isha mimicked affectionate gestures, touching its heart and leaning closer, conveying something profound within their own culture. The intimacy of the moment ignited a fire within Jamie, a deep yearning that had lain dormant in the loneliness of their exploration. They felt drawn closer to Isha, heart racing as the realization settled upon them. This connection transcended mere friendship. Something deeper was emerging between them. "Can I share something too?" Jamie asked, feeling emboldened. They leaned closer, inhaling the scent of rain and earth mingling with the warmth of the fire. "Back on Earth, I always dreamed about finding a connection like this, an understanding that transcends worlds. You make me feel alive in ways I didn't expect." Isha's gaze was earnest as they exchanged sounds of understanding, exchanging shared glances that spoke volumes. The energy between them shifted, palpable, cracking open a door to something uncharted. They drew closer together, a tentative brush of limbs, each heartbeat synchronizing under the stars that bore witness to the unfolding story. In that small cocoon of warmth and curiosity, Jamie could feel the world around them fade, the weight of isolation dissolving into the air. Should we try?" Jamie's voice was barely a whisper, filled with both trepidation and eagerness. Isha nodded, leaning in, its breath mingling with Jamie's. The gentle warmth enveloped them, and in that moment, something undeniable ignited, a spark of possibility unfurling beneath the vast, starry sky. Their worlds converged in a delicate dance, where fear transformed into desire, and companionship blossomed into something exquisitely beautiful. Time lost all meaning as they embarked on a journey together, an exploration of hearts, a tapestry weaving two disparate stories into one shared destiny. With the camp transformed into a refuge of warmth and creativity, the nights darkened with promise and connection. Each sunset entwined Jamie and Isha deeper in the intricate web blossoming between them. They laughed, shared stories of their disparate worlds, and explored the growing intimacy that stirred beneath the surface. But one evening, as the horizon bled into hues of crimson and gold, a sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. Jamie glanced at Isha, who was picking vibrant flowers that still glimmered from the recent rain, its bioluminescence illuminating the area. The creature seemed carefree, entirely engrossed in its task. Yet Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that shadows lurked just beyond their haven. "Isha, do you feel that?" Jamie asked uneasily, their voice low as they scanned the surroundings. The alien paused, a hint of concern flickering in its eyes. It looked toward the forest, where the underbrush rustled ominously in the fading light. Nonetheless, like a soothing balm, Isha came closer, its warmth a quiet reassurance. "Together," it responded softly, weaving reassurance through its melodic tone. The comfort of Isha's presence calmed Jamie momentarily. Still, they couldn't ignore the instinctive tugging in their gut. They needed to be cautious. "Let's stay alert tonight, okay?" Jamie suggested, igniting the fire to a more formidable blaze. Isha nodded, the flickering light catching the alien's features beautifully as it settled beside Jamie, skin pulsating steadily with a gentle glow. As the night unfolded, the woods echoed with strange calls, the familiar sounds punctuated by new, unsettling growls. Jamie felt the tension in the air thickening, a palpable sense of danger creeping ever closer. Hours drifted away, unease settling into an unwanted rhythm as the shadows lengthened. Jamie's eyelids grew heavy, yet instinct kept them alert. Isha leaned against them, the warmth a steady reminder of their bond. Jamie wished for more moments of levity to diminish their fears. "I wish we could remember these times forever," Jamie murmured, the longing evident in their voice and heart. Isha turned to meet Jamie's gaze, eyes shimmering like distant stars, glowing more vibrantly in response. Moments of quiet thickened the air between them, but suddenly the stillness shattered. A fierce screech echoed through the darkness, followed by powerful thundering footsteps. Jamie's heart plummeted as they instantly jerked to attention, adrenaline surging through their veins. "Isha, stay close," Jamie shouted, instinctively shielding Isha with their body. In the blink of an eye, what had been a serene evening morphed into pure chaos. The underbrush cracked violently as the source of the sound barreled toward them. A monstrous creature emerged from the tree-line, a different predator, one Jamie had never encountered before. It was massive, a beast of scale and sinew, with glistening fangs that gleamed ominously. "Run!" Jamie yelled, adrenaline fueling their urgency. They grabbed Isha's hand, and together they bolted, the world around them blurring as they sprinted toward safety. The crashing of the creature's footsteps, like war drums behind them. Their shared escape plunged into chaos, branches whipping against skin as they navigated through the dense underbrush. Isha ran alongside Jamie, its speed and agility on full display, but the predator was relentless. They could almost feel its hot breath bearing down upon them. "Over there!" Jamie shouted, spotting a narrow crevice between two large rocks up ahead. They veered toward it, heart racing as they squeezed through. Isha followed closely, its smaller build fitting seamlessly beside Jamie as they ducked into the narrow reprieve. They braced against the cold, damp rock, hearts pounding in harmony, the world outside a cacophony of snarls and growls. Silence fell sporadically. The monster prowled nearby, seeking its prey. Jamie pressed closely against Isha, breathing heavily, feeling sheltered yet fully aware of the danger looming just outside. "What is it?" Isha murmured, its eyes reflecting concern. A soft voice merged with its melodic tones. It reached for Jamie's hand, holding on tightly. "I don't know," Jamie panted, heart thrumming from exertion and fear. "I've never seen anything like it." As they crouched there, Jamie became acutely aware of their nature. They were fundamentally different, yet around each other, they had found sanctuary, both physical and emotional. Suddenly, a loud crash broke through the silence, and the predator screeched. But this time, it was different. The sounds grew fainter, retreating into the darkness. Jamie exchanged a glance with Isha. Hope glimmered in the bond they had formed, but the worry still lingered. "Do you think it's gone?" Jamie whispered. Isha tilted its head, listening intently. After a moment, it began to relax, the glow of its skin dimming as its heart rate steadied. "Together," it murmured, reinforcing the bond they had tapped into throughout their harrowing experience. "Oh, Isha," Jamie sighed, the tension easing. "Thank you for being brave." Isha smiled softly, the remnants of their shared fear dissolving into something deeper, a growing trust solidified by their close call. As they took stock of their surroundings, Jamie felt a feeling of power emerge within them, a primal instinct urging them not just to survive, but to protect what they were forging together. As the night wore on, the tension between the two of them shifted again, this time infused with a raw and fragile energy, the kind of connection that thrived in the dance of danger and intimacy. They spoke softly, recounting their fears, plans, and desires. The darkness that once loomed was now just a backdrop to their resilience. And for the first time, amidst the terror of the wilderness, Jamie allowed themselves to envision what lay ahead. A deeper relationship where trust would be cherished, nurtured by the trials they faced. Just then, a sound broke the stillness of dawn. The beast growled once more, but the ferocity was distant now, fading like an echo. Isha leaned closer, eyes still reflecting that fierce light. Taking a deep breath, Jamie made a decision. "We need to find a way to deal with this threat," they resolved, emerging from their hiding spot together. "If we're going to survive here, we must be prepared." Isha nodded, the determination in its gaze resonating with Jamie. With a newfound sense of purpose, they stepped into the daylight, ready to confront whatever came next together. With dawn breaking, Jamie and Isha emerged into a world transformed. The golden light painted everything in soft hues, illuminating the remnants of the encounter they had survived together. The air carried a palpable freshness, brimming with new possibilities. Together, they stepped forward, the shadows of the previous night riding away like a distant memory, a lesson learned, a bond fortified. "First, we need supplies," Jamie stated, their hearts set on taking the necessary steps to ensure their safety. The previous encounter with the predator shook them to the core, but rather than fear, it ignited a passion within them, an urgency to create a sanctuary amidst the wilderness. Isha nodded in agreement, its bioluminescent patterns brightening as they began to collect essential materials. Jamie marveled at how the alien moved with grace, weaving through the landscape with an innate understanding of the environment. It wasn't long before they accumulated a variety of resources, from sturdy branches to edible plants, gathering what would aid in their survival. As they worked side by side, the intimacy of their cooperation solidified their connection. Isha would glance at Jamie with a hint of a smile, sparks of warmth flickering in the depths of its eyes, and Jamie felt their hearts swell with gratitude. They were not just two beings striving to survive. They were forging a deeper understanding of one another, each moment blossoming into something beautiful. With supplies gathered, the next step loomed larger than life, safety. Together, they constructed a fortified shelter, a collaborative effort that melded their strengths. Isha's elegant craftsmanship, born from an understanding of its own world, married seamlessly with Jamie's resourcefulness, translating human ingenuity into their creation. As they stepped back to admire their work, it felt like they had built more than just a physical structure. They had established a refuge for their souls, a safe haven from the dangers of ZTREX-09. In that moment of triumph, Jamie turned toward Isha, their hearts racing with excitement and the proximity pulling them closer. But a new tension filled the air, one that thrummed beneath the surface. It was that unspoken intimacy that had been blossoming between them, a complexity fueled by vulnerability, trust, and a yearning neither fully understood. "Isha," Jamie began, taking a cautious step closer, "I think we're meant to be more than just partners in survival. This connection we share, it feels profound." Isha met Jamie's gaze, its eyes shimmering like a galaxy filled with stars, and the warmth between them intensified. The air sizzled with energy as Isha approached, the silence filled with the unsaid as they hovered close. Two beings united beneath the vast skies, bound by a celestial pull. A melody escaped Isha's lips, weaving softly through the air. It was a song unlike any other, a harmonious expression of its feelings, an invitation that resonated deep within Jamie. The language transcended spoken words. It became a palpable thing that wrapped around them. And in that moment, Jamie recognized the yearning they both felt, resting within the core of their beings, a pull that extended beyond physicality, a desire for wholehearted connection. "Can we explore this together?" Jamie whispered, heart pounding as they searched Isha's eyes for affirmation. Isha's luminescence flared brilliantly, echoing Jamie's emotions, a blessing bestowed. And then it reached forward, drawing Jamie closer, wrapping them both in the warmth of acceptance. That first touch ignited a spark, unleashing a flood of emotion. With eyes closed, Jamie leaned in, feeling Isha's pulse and the rhythm of their intertwined breaths. The alien leaned closer still, embracing the moment where boundaries dissipated, leaving only acceptance and unity. Time stood still as they shared a deep kiss, an embrace where humanity and alien existence melted into one. The kiss was an expression of everything they had built together, a promise of companionship amidst the uncertainty that echoed around them. As they drew apart, the glowing patterns on Isha's skin pulsed rhythmically, echoing Jamie's heartbeat, resonating like two halves of the same whole. Jamie found solace in that rhythm, a shared heartbeat that melded together, a harmonious fusion of their worlds. "Together," Isha reaffirmed, its voice thick with warmth, rich and melodic, sharing traditions. "Together," Jamie echoed, feeling emboldened by the affirmation. "You know, mating in my world is also about coming together, sharing ourselves, creating something beautiful from our union." Isha nodded understandingly, a glimmer of excitement dancing in its eyes. It began to weave together a new melody, one that suggested a dance, a celebration of connection. Jamie felt the heat within them building, an exhilarating surge of energy igniting their senses. As they began to sway together, the boundaries of their individual worlds folded, morphing into something transcendent. The landscape around them transformed, capturing the essence of joy, the bioluminescent trees swaying in sync with their gentle movements. Nestled in their unity, Jamie felt something new blossom, a promise of hope and genuine understanding in the folds of their embrace. Their connection, a dance wild and free, swirled around them, bound by shared experiences, forged amidst the flames of survival. In that moment of intimacy, they marveled at the poetry of their existence, a human and an alien, weaving together their experiences, merging cultures beneath the gaze of countless stars. They surrendered to the rhythm, wrapped in the warmth of each other's arms, nurturing a bond that felt as ancient as time yet as new as dawn, a connection filled with life, laughter, and the unknown. The foundations of something powerful and untamed ignited between them, and Jamie couldn't help but feel that they had uncovered a love that transcended galaxies, a testament whispering that against the odds, they had not just found companionship, but a home within each other, even on a distant planet. As the stars blinked overhead, Jamie and Isha found solace amidst the chaos, wrapped in each other's warmth, their worlds converging into one, their fates intertwined, embraced in the glorious dance of existence.